Party and the Convention People's Party insists changes in the institutional framework is needed for efficient management of the oil and gas resource of the country. However, the National Democratic Congress is of the view aligning of the various institutions will remove duplications.
The fall in the price of crude oil, how will the various parties tighten fiscal policy should they have the chance to govern?
We didn't have petroleum revenues in the economy, but we still tightened fiscal management of the economy. Throughout the tenure of the CPP government, irrespective of whether it is oil funds, gold, cocoa, we will try as much as possible to make sure that the monies that are coming in are distributed in such a way that the oil revenue acts as a catalyst into other parts of the economy.
We can introduce efficiency in the mobilization of revenue locally. There are issues about how much revenue we can mobilize. There are large numbers of taxpayers who are not paying taxes. We are looking at those ones. And again, as was said, we are going to prioritize investment so that we invest in those areas that will give us the highest returns.
The suggestion that when oil prices fall, it hurts our economy is a dishonest one. Ghana is a net importer of petroleum. And what has happened is that whenever petroleum prices fall, the analysis has been what we are losing from the export side. Nobody is telling us what we are gaining on the import side. It's cutting the waste and the corruption and improving the general prudent management of the economy so that oil money can fall into that culture. That is the position an MPP administration will pursue. Thank you.
We think that there should be a cap on borrowing. It is something that we need to discuss very seriously as a country. There should be a ceiling on how much as a country we can borrow. Because the excessive borrowing has led to a situation that people call debt overhang. So that your capacity to repay your debts in future is unsustainable. We are having difficulty with interest payments. So that the interest payment component of our expenditure, when you take our budget, sometimes tends to exceed the amount of money we are voting for capital expenditure, and that is unsustainable.
The forum was organized by the Natural Resource Governance Institute and International Institute for Democracy and Electoral Assistance.
All right, so barely 2 weeks ago, traders in the country, that's the Ghana Union of Traders Association, went up in arms against revenue collectors, kicking against the common external tariff. We have Yakubu Seidu, who is a chief tax officer with the Ghana Revenue Authority, joining us to give us briefing on what has come up or the latest updates on the common external tariffs. Many thanks for joining us, Seidu Yakubu.
Thank you very much.
Let me first of all find out from you. Traders gave a 2-week ultimatum saying that if you don't withdraw the common external tariffs, that they were going to protest. Now, we want to find out from you, have you been able to meet the traders ever after?
Thank you very much for this opportunity. We met the executive, and it was just a simple message from me and maybe that of management, that we plead with them not to do anything that will look like Ghana alone is going out of what the whole community seeks to do. So what we did was that we gave them the document, the complete harmonized system, ECOWAS, common external tariff, and other schedules in pen drives to distribute to their members to critically take a look at it. That how it has been portrayed is not total as it is. You look at the commodities one by one, and you come to realize that it's not a wholesale something like cars are all 20%. And there are other commodities that have come down, others that have gone up. So my message was that please, let's all accept it. Then we critically look at it, because the law is to make Ghana better. And then we are members of the community. So we don't want other committee members, the other 14 member countries, to see Ghana in another form.
Okay. Seydou, have you agreed on any time you are meeting again on this particular subject?
No, it was a matter of them, any issues they had, they can list them and bring them to the appropriate quarters to look at critically. You see, within, because it's a large document and every trader might have an interest area. So what they do is that they will look at it and maybe compile areas that they have divergent views, then come back and then we will all look at it. Ghana has a mandate to effect the changes. If not, then if it is understood and we all feel that, well, this is a way that we need to go back to the community, then we put this case across to the community for the consideration of the whole community.
All right.
So areas like that, Ghana alone cannot change it.
Thank you. I can say a big thank you. All right.
So
I can.
this has been the issue. So we are waiting when they do their critical analysis. We will judge and we'll look at, oh, this area we have a problem, this area we have a problem. Then we'll all come to a compromise.
All right.
Benefits of Ghana.
Thank you very much, Seydou Yakubu. We are grateful for coming in to explain this to us. Seydou Yakubu is a Chief Revenue Officer with the Ghana Revenue Authority. Well, that's about it for business this afternoon.